Welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Jessica Klein. First, on the local scene. The use of insulting language towards unsatisfied passengers by omnibus drivers needs to stop immediately. This appeal comes from the PC 1040 hunt of the RSVGPF Traffic Department this morning on WEFM's Traffic Talk program. Officer Hunt emphasized that there is a zero tolerance for this sort of behavior.
We at the traffic department have now seen a tendency of omnibus drivers, operators and conductors whereby they are seeing the need to be making use of insulting or indecent languages towards passengers whenever that passenger expressed discomfort in the service which were offered to them. I am here appealing to these omnibus drivers and operators and to remind them that it is a public service that which they are offering, and at no time they are allowed to make use of any indecent or insultive language to any passenger.
That was the PC 1040 hunt of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Traffic Department. Officer Hunt encouraged anyone who has been affected by this action to report it to the Traffic Department, noting that once there is sufficient evidence, charges will be laid against perpetrators. A 30-year-old laborer from Sandy Bay was taken into custody at 12:53 p.m. on June 12, 2023, and was charged with assault and theft. Raphael Lavier, according to an official release by the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, was charged with assaulting a 47-year-old laborer of the same address with an unknown object on the left side of his face. He was also charged with stealing EC $200 in cash from the said 47-year-old laborer. The incidents occurred at Sandy Bay at about 9:30 p.m. on June 7, 2023. Lavier entered a not guilty plea on Monday 12th in the Georgetown Magistrate Court. He was granted bail at the sum of $4,000 with one surety. He was given the order to surrender all travel documents and directed to report to the Port Elizabeth Police Station between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. every Monday and Friday. Stop notices were also issued at all ports of entry and exit. He is also scheduled to appear in court on Monday, June 26, 2023. Still on the local scene, a 17-year-old laborer from Vermont was detained and charged on June 12, 2023, for allegedly stealing 111 mangoes valued at $111 from an 89-year-old retired civil servant of the same address. A release from the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force state the mangoes were stolen by Denroy Small at Dubois, Vermont, between 5 p.m. on March 24th and 4 p.m. on May 25th, 2023. The accused appeared in the Serious Offences Court on Tuesday, June 13th, and pleaded not guilty. He was granted bail in the sum of $200. The matter was adjourned to be heard at the Layou Magistrates Court on Thursday, June 15th, 2023. In the region, police in St. Lucia had arrested a St. Lucian wanted for murder in Martinique during an operation in Austin, but he later escaped from the Barbanou police station. According to a release from the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, officers executed a search warrant on the premises of Joharius Johans on June 8th. Although police found nothing of evidential value, they arrested Johans regarding a report of an assault with a firearm. The International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, had also issued a red notice regarding him concerning a murder in Martinique. Officers escorted Johans to the First District Court, but police said he escaped lawful custody from the Barbanou police station on Wednesday, June 14th, after attending court via Zoom. According to the police force, he was pursued but not recaptured and remains at large. Still on the regional scene, the United States Department of State's USDOS has maintained Trinidad and Tobago's Tier 2 status in its 2023 Trafficking in Persons TIP report for the third consecutive year. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, during the launch of the report at the Dean Ashton Auditorium in Washington, D.C. yesterday, said the report assesses 188 countries and territories to showcase the successful efforts to prevent human trafficking, identify shortfalls, and ultimately eliminate trafficking. According to Blinken, the United States is committed to combating human trafficking because it represents an attack on human rights and freedoms. He said, it violates the universal right of every person to have autonomy over their own rights and actions. Today, more than 27 million people around the world are denied that right. Trafficking harms our societies, weakening the rule of law, corrupting supply chains, exploiting workers, fueling violence, and disproportionately impacts traditionally marginalized groups such as women, LGBTQ individuals, persons with disabilities, ethnic and religious minorities. According to the report, since establishing anti trafficking legislation in 2011, Trinidad and Tobago has never convicted a trafficker. And finally, on the international scene, rescuers launched the third and final day of their search for survivors of one of the Mediterranean's worst boat disasters, as 9 suspected people smugglers were detained by authorities and criticism of Greece's initial response mounted. According to the Greek Coast Guard on Friday, a helicopter, a frigate, and 3 smaller vessels were searching waters on Friday, 50 miles from the southern town of Pylos, where the fishing boat reportedly carrying between 400 and 750 people sank on Wednesday. 78 deaths have been confirmed by Greek authorities, who said that 104 survivors, mostly from Syria, Egypt, and Pakistan, have been brought ashore. Police are said to believe that as many as 500 persons are still missing, with witnesses saying up to 100 children were in the ship's hold. Most of the survivors were being moved to shelters near Athens from a warehouse at the southern port of Kalamata. No more had been found since Wednesday, and officials said the search would be halted later on today. This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 5:30 p.m. for WEFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.